Hey Top Sinners, Rare to Joey here with the latest about the X Battle Boost set. So let's take a look, shall we? All the scans for X Battle Boost have landed, and I have to say, the artwork is gorgeous, with most of it either telling a story or just being plain dynamic. But only 23 cards from the set are new, if you're willing to count Timakuni as new, that is. And I doubt we're going to receive Pokemon Enterprise anytime soon, as most Western children have no idea what the Pokemon Enterprise is, or who the people on the cards are. With that being said, this is designed as a reprint set, and the fact that it holds this many brand new cards is quite interesting, but let's take a glance at what's actually in the set and see what we think of it. I'll leave a link in the description to the scans if you want to have a closer look at the cards for yourselves, but let's get this rolling. So, let's start with the starters. The Emboar, Superior and Samurott with effects, and their lines from the original Black and White make up 9 cards from the set, and the major draw for these cards is that amazing art. None of them are lacking anything. If I had to pick a favourite from these reprints, it would have to be the Emboar line. The story here showing how Pokemon aren't just animals or pets, they're friends, companions, and even family. And this series of cards just goes to demonstrate how deep the bond between trainer and Pokemon can be. It does raise the question though, how long do Pokemon live? We've never seen one die for any reason, let alone from old age. Are Pokemon immortal? Moving on from there, we have the remaining grass Pokemon. A reprint of the Noble Victories Levany line, and a Virizion also from Noble Victories. We also have one new grass Pokemon, a Shuckle with 80 hit points, a weakness to fire, retreat cost of 1 and 2 attacks. The first of which is Share, which for 1 energy heals 40 damage from a benched Pokemon, and for 2 grass and a colorless, Shuckle can use Dual Attack, which allows you to flip 2 coins and deal 40 damage for each heads. And that's everything for grass Pokemon. So let's head into the fire types. And we start strong with the Boundaries Crossed Charizard line. And you'll most likely get fed up of hearing this, the artwork. It's in this line we find our first story card with the crossover with Charmeleon and Swablu, with Charmeleon's tail accidentally burning Swablu on his art, and with Swablu flying away in pain with Charmeleon looking very sorry in Swablu's art. By the way, that's all of our new coolest Pokemon cards right there. As for Charmander and Charizard, they've decided to be as dynamic as possible. I'm particularly impressed with the Charmander. It's easy to make Charizard look incredible. I mean, he was the first pseudo dragon we were given, and you'd have to try really hard to make Charizard look bad. Charmander on the other hand, it's always easier to make him look cute, adorable, something to make the girls go, aww. But this Charmander, he's a Charmander on a mission. If there's a job to do, then this is the Charmander to do it. And I'd go out of my way to have him on my team. Next, there's a new Ninetales line. And all I can say, other than that art, is I think the initial translation on Ninetales' Color Cosmetics attack might be slightly off. The attack currently states that if any of the energy on Ninetales matches its type, then do 40 more damage. I personally think the effect is meant to read, if Ninetales has any energy attached that matches the defending Pokemon, then it will deliver extra damage. I just think that effect kinda makes more sense than the current one. And now for more reprints, starting with the next Destiny's Moltres, which gets a major visual upgrade. This is followed by the Noble Victories Victini, better known as Fliptini, and a complete reprint of our Victini X. Victini X seems to be the first card that is being released in this set that's only included so that Japan can catch up on cards that we've received, yet lack a Japanese counterpart. We then lead straight into the Emboar line, which I covered earlier, so I won't dwell here, and I'll move straight on to Reshiram from Black and White. And need I say more, it's a reprint of Black White Reshiram, a card that's already got reprinted 6 times before this. And this one isn't the last. We also have the Golden Reshiram, a full art reprint that is literally bling. The final fire type is Reshiram X, a direct print of the Reshiram X we received in Next Destinies. Next we have the water types, starting with a new Gyarados line. And personally I prefer the original translation of this card, which dealt damage for each prize card remaining and not for each one taken. There's not much I can really say about this card. With a format based on basics and speed, I don't see this card really breaking either the Japanese meta or our own. After that we have a reprint of the Next Destiny's Articuno From what I can tell, it looks as if this Articuno is in a different part of the same city as Moltres. Next we also have a new Empoleon line, with this Empoleon actually being the third part of Trubbish's story. And I have to be honest, I do like the look of Strike of the Emperor. Even though the cost isn't the smallest on a stage 2, it does have decent potential for damage. Overall though, I think the Empoleon we currently have is better due to its low attack cost and its built-in draw. Empoleon is followed by Fion, which is oddly enough the second card in Trubbish's story, meaning that we've managed to cover his story in reverse. And the attacks on Fion aren't the best, but I've seen worse. Both attacks cost a single energy. For a colorless, you can add a card from your discard pile to your hand, and for 1 water energy, you can deliver 20 damage and then bounce Fion back to your hand. The next 9 cards are all reprints, starting with the Samurott line I mentioned earlier, followed by a reprint of Round Seismitoad, both featuring brand new art. We also see a reprint of Kyurem from Noble Victories, and somehow he can fly with half a wing missing. Those are some mad skills right there. The final 2 water Pokemon in the set are Kyurem X and Keldeo X, both direct reprints of artwork we've already received. Moving on to electric Pokemon, and all of them are reprints. The cards being reprinted with new artwork are the Next Destiny Zapdos, Plusle and Minun from Dark Explorers, Dragons Exalted Emolga, the Emerging Powers Thundurus, and the Black-White Zekrom. The final electric reprint we have is Zekrom X from Next Destinies, sporting the same artwork as our initial release. Next we have our Psychic Pokemon, and from here on I'm going to try and speed through this because looking at the length of the script so far, this is going to be 15 minutes of covering reprints, and I really want to cover a point at the end of this. So, Psychics. We only have 1 reprint with matching artwork, and that's Mewtwo X, with artwork to match our tin. The reprints with new artwork are Boundaries Cross Toxicroak, Dragons Exalted Sigilyph and Garbodor, the Emerging Powers Gothitelle, Noble Victories Reuniclus, and the Boundaries Crossed Meloetta. Our new Psychic Pokemon are a new Xatu line, meaning that the infamous Natu Donk can return, a new Ralts and Curlier, and our old buddy Chandelure X. Moving swiftly into fighting Pokemon, we have reprints of Lucario from Next Destinies, the Dragons Exalted Stunfisk, and Landorus and Terrakion from Noble Victories. Our new cards are Gallade, Excadrill X, and Meloetta. For Darks, we have our Tinned Darkrai as our first reprint, and then a reprint of the Dark Explorer Zoroark line, including an Ascension Zorua. Our only new card is Spiritomb, with the ability to stop players from using Ace Specs. Steel types only get 1 card in this set, a reprint of the Cambalion from Noble Victories. Only 2 types left. Next is Dragon, with only 1 new card, which is an Altaria. Then we have reprints of the Dragons Exalted Garchomp line, with the good Garchomp, and the Dark Trance Hydreigon. We also have reprints of the bad Black and White Kyurems, which amazes me that we only use 1 Black Kyurem in competitive play, yet every reprint of the Kyurems is of the bad 2. Why? And we finally close off the normal types with 1 new Swablu, and reprints of the Smoothcoat Cinccino line, the Druddigon from Noble Victories, and the Black-White Buffalant, the Emerging Powers Tornadus, and Lugia X gets a direct artwork reprint. On top of that we get 2 bling reprints of the Completely Gold Reshiram and Zekrom from Black and White, and some new supporters which I doubt we will see over here. Our first supporter is Juniper's Dad, effectively a reprint of the old trainer Blaine's Quiz, except now it's a supporter, and this is the only card out of these supporters that might mean something over here in the West, because the rest are 3 prints of Pokemon Enterprise and Imakuni. And whereas I think that a lot of people would like to see Imakuni released here, it'd only be for laughs, and I'm not sure if the Pokemon Company realises that Imakuni is pretty much a meme in the Pokemon community. The Pokemon Enterprise, on the other hand, something that's only recognised by a handful of people outside of Japan, and I personally can't name any members of their crew. But really this leads to the major point that I want to make. The fact that I can ask, is this set really relevant for Western players, or at least competitive players? The more I look at the set, the more I realise it doesn't add anything to the game. The 2 new X's are substandard compared to what's come before them, and the rest of the new cards will have little to no effect on what's being played. That paired with the fact that a handful of these cards come from the earliest set of this format makes any rotation pretty much pointless. And I'm fully aware that if Japan can't rotate, neither can we. So with that in mind, do we need this set? The only reason for this set to be localized would be for collectors who want the set, or people that just want the improved artwork. And for them, this set being localized would be great. But I don't see the set as a whole selling. This set is pretty much Call of Legends, a set made so that one format could catch up with another. And for any of my viewers who are around for Call of Legends, I'm pretty sure you can agree, we all had a very limited interest in that set. In fact, it was a set I bought next to none of, back when I used to collect as well as play. We have to look at what this set really is. And in my opinion, this set is a farewell montage to the black and white era. It shows us one after another the key hitters that this format has brought us. Mewtwo, Darkrai, Keldeo, Lugia. It also reminds us of the format's poster boys: Superior, Embo, Samuro, Reshiram, and Zekrom. This is a chance to look back at the format and to remember the good times. The tournament wins, the packs with the X's we were looking for, the trades, and the general good times we had playing in the black-white format. But do we really want to focus on the past? Up ahead is a new generation, a new format, and a whole horde of new Pokemon waiting to meet us. We don't want to dwell on the past. The memories are great, and moving forward won't take them away from us. I say we skip Battle Boost, and have the entire Pokemon community, both in the East and West, step into the new world of X and Y together. We can start together, we can learn together, and we can play together. We're about to enter a new generation with new mechanics, new gimmicks, and new memories to be made. The past was great, and nothing will change that, but the future could be better, so why wait? Let's make XY global. Until next time guys, I'm Router Joey, you guys are the top percent, keep battling for a brighter future.